we're going to do. We're going to jump right into another awesome person that works with our amazing company. But the best little part here, the Ironman Foundation, this woman that does so much great stuff, not just in Kona, but all over the place. Sarah Hartman, she's here. Sarah, it's so great to see you on our show. Thank you for being here.
Great to see you. Aloha, and thank you both so much, Michael and Dee Dee, for all your support of our Ironman Foundation programs and athletes. I'm always so impressed and honestly really deeply moved by our athletes who race for more. And today I'm really excited for us to spend a little time with an incredible female triathlete named Sika Henry.
And we'll just...
I think to be good at anything, you have to give a lot of yourself, and triathlon truly is a sport where you have to do it day in and day out. I think most triathletes are regimented. You have to be.
Whether it's work, whether it's training, whether it's family, all of those things that you need to be able to juggle them all.
It's this delicate balancing act where I have to make sure that I get the most out of myself with the little bit of time that I have. Anytime you race an endurance event, because you're out there for so many hours giving so much of yourself, you're on an emotional roller coaster.
The essence of life and success in life and being able to accomplish great things under any circumstance is being able to marshal up the energy to fight and not flight the challenge.
There's always going to be a point in the race where you want to stop, you want to walk, you want to give up, but then you have to remember, okay, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
There's so many unexpected variables that can come your way, and so you really have to be a glutton for punishment almost.
My name is Sika Henry. I'm from Upper Montclair, New Jersey. I want to be the first African American woman to turn pro in triathlon.
Oops. Yeah, this is a little different than what I did the last time. Okay.
With the 2020 season taking the turn that it has, Sika's pivoted to make the best use of her time. She's doing outreach work with local schools, and she's speaking with underserved kids about her journey as a triathlete. She's sharing her story, her love of the sport, and teaching kids all about the swim, the bike, and the run. And most importantly, she's sharing some of the most important lessons that our sport can teach. Keep showing up, get up when you're knocked down, be prepared, and believe in your dreams. I am so excited to welcome Sika Henry to the show. It's so great to see you, Sika. Aloha. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. How are you doing? You're training for an ultra now, is that right?
I am. I'm doing a 50K this weekend, and it's great to see you as well. I wish it was in person in Hawaii instead of Virginia, virtually.
Same. Same. You and I had a chance to catch up recently on the work that you're doing to create diversity in our sport, and we celebrate that. Can you share some highlights with us from your recent visit to the Newsom Elementary School?
Sure. Yeah, I connected locally with Jeremy Wall. He's part of the Newport News public school system, and they started a program called Operation Show Up, and they specifically target schools in the inner city where the attendance rate is really low. And they found my Hoka Ironman YouTube video online, and he thought it was amazing. And he reached out. He didn't realize at the time, as he was watching it, that I was a local athlete. And he reached out and he asked if I would be willing to come in and talk to the students. I didn't realize at the time how young they were. It was at elementary schools. So what you're viewing right now is the first school that I went to, Newsom Elementary School. And Operation Show Up is about being committed, going to school. And I specifically talked about how important sports are, how much structure it provides. I did go into details about my journey last year, the horrific crash I had, but that I came back and I went and flew out to Kona and I finished the Ironman World Championship. So, pretty much just anything you set your mind to, you can do. But yeah, and I even showed them the crash pictures, which they thought was pretty cool.
Totally gnarly. Operation Show Up. I love it. You're such a tremendous role model. Could you talk a little bit about the importance of representation?
Yeah, I think representation is everything. I've always felt that way when I first got into the sport, and I saw very few people of color, African American women, just people of color in general in the sport. But it never really hit home with me until I had my crash last year and I received a lot of mail. I was staying at my parents' house, and some of the mail that I received was actually from kids. They drew, and I actually have them right. I always keep it nearby. Some of these cards that were sent to me, but yeah, they were just very encouraging, and they were just cheering me to come back to the sport, and how they looked up to me, and it was surprising. I was shocked that people cared, and it just goes to show that you don't know who's watching and who you could possibly inspire out there.
Agree.
So I think that's what brought me back.
Amazing. As you know, earlier this year, following the death of George Floyd, Andrew Messick, the CEO of the Ironman Group, announced that a new initiative from Ironman and the Ironman Foundation called Race for Change to grow participation of BIPOC athletes in triathlon fivefold over the next 5 years. And as a Hoka athlete, I know you will be excited to hear that Hoka One One has generously contributed $10,000 to the Ironman Foundation to help with Race for Change and build equity in our sport. Could you talk a little bit about the support that Hoka has given you to help you with your work to diversify triathlon?
Sure. Well, what you just said doesn't surprise me at all. Hoka's been supporting me since the beginning. Even when I was a slow athlete, one of the first things that I said was, I want to become the first African American woman to turn pro in the sport of triathlon. And I was at the Triathlon Business International Conference. This was a few years ago when I made that statement. And Eric Gilsonin, who he actually, I think, called my name across the finish line last year in Kona. But he heard me. He was sitting out in the audience, and he said, I want to connect you with Hoka and help you, realize your goals and, chase that crazy goal that you were going after. So they've been really instrumental in helping me get back out there last year, getting me to a place where I'm back on the podium and competitive. When I go and I speak at these schools, they're great about giving free giveaways and stuff for the kids. So anything that I need, they're extremely supportive. And I think that they've been, before George Floyd and everything going on, they've just really been so supportive.
That's amazing, and I agree. Their support is incredible, and have to give a shout out to EG Eric Gilsonin for all he does for all of us, but especially to you, Sika. I want to thank you for your leadership and all that you've done and continue to do to inspire and to really develop pathways to the sport that we all love. You know that the theme of the 2020 Ironman World Championship is E Olamau, keep on living. How does that resonate for you?
It's like the Hawaiian version of seize the day, I guess, to me. And it is important to just keep showing up and keep living. I don't think anybody's story is like perfect and linear. I definitely have experienced that over the past year. So, yeah, I totally agree with that statement. And whatever curveballs are thrown at you, just keep showing up.
Thank you for that. Keep showing up. Good luck with your 50-miler this weekend. Can't wait to hear
50K.
all about it. You and
Yeah.
are truly inspiring, Sika. Thank you so much. Much aloha to you and to your family. And Michael and
Thank you.
Dee Dee, back to you.